So guys, authenticating watches. We are going to have some lessons on how to authenticate specific brands, Tag Heuer, Rolex, Omega and so on. In this video we're going to just discuss some general things to look out for across the board with all brands of watches you're looking to buy. It's a very important thing to consider when you are buying watches. You don't want to get scammed, you don't want to buy a fake watch, you don't want to lose out on money. And most of all, absolutely, you do not want to unknowingly sell a client or customer a fake watch. So straight away, guys, what I will say is, and we'll talk about this in the buying section as well, eBay is a fantastic place to buy watches. You can buy watches from end users. You can get them at some really good prices. You can get some really good deals. So always try and throw out some good offers on watches. And what I will say is, any watch that is over £1,500 in the UK, you get it automatically authenticated by eBay, completely free of charge. So any Omegas, Rolexes that you buy on there, they're going to get authenticated by eBay. The eBay authentication team are absolutely fantastic at what they do. I haven't heard anyone that I know of in the watch industry buy a watch from eBay that's been authenticated and it turned out to be fake. They're very good at what they do. They know what they're looking for. I've used the service myself plenty of times and they are absolutely spot on. They will pick up absolutely anything that's not right, whether the watch is fake, whether it's not as described. So you're always safe with that. Under £1,500, and you're going to see this when you look yourself on eBay, it is absolutely littered with fake watches, especially Tag Heuer. You need to be really careful. See the video on authenticating Tag Heuer watches for a better understanding on how to identify whether a tag is fake or real. So anything over 1,500 on eBay, you'll be fine. Anything under, you do really need to take care. It's most likely going to be a Tag Heuer watch that you're looking at that's under £1,500. So general things to look for, we're going to start with the box and the papers. So we're buying high-end luxury items. The box and papers, they're always going to be very good quality, very high quality. Things to look for, stuff like the writing. If there's boxes that have stitching on the inside, you want to check the stitching. If it looks all messy, frayed, just not quite right, it's probably going to be a fake. Again, we'll look at brand-specific box and papers in other brand-specific authentication videos. Any warranty cards, manuals, you want to be looking in there. You want to look at the writing, whether it's printed well, printed professionally. The warranty cards, again, you want to make sure everything's printed right, printed properly, looks correct. Stuff like Rolex, the serial number on the warranty card obviously needs to match the serial number on the watch, and in general you should check this for all watches, all brands. Watches themselves, so when you're buying any watch that has an in-house movement by the brand, in-house movements are very, very good quality movements. Tag have now started doing in-house movements, they're very good, very high power reserve. Rolex obviously going to be in-house, Cartier, Omega and so on. In-house movements have got a buttery smooth movement when you're winding them up. There should be hardly any resistance at all, if any. It should just feel super, super smooth. If it's really sort of grinding like that, and there's quite a bit of resistance, that is usually caused by a cheap automatic movement. The watch may need a service, but if it's something like a Rolex, it should never really be doing that. Same with Omega, it should always be really nice and smooth. Watches themselves on the dial, you want to look for the print. I would get yourself a jeweler's loupe, so you can look and magnify in on the dials. The little writing, so like on a Seamaster, let's say, the little 300 feet, 1,000 meters thing, the Swiss made on the dial, it should look perfect. I'll throw some examples up, but it should be flawless. These companies, they're selling watches for thousands and thousands of pounds. Everything's going to be absolutely spot on. Fakes quite often don't get this right. Also, ideally, you would like a receipt. You're not always going to be able to get this, but ideally, you want a watch with proof of purchase. Now, saying that, there's been a big spike recently in fake receipts. So, say Goldsmiths, Watches of Switzerland, etc. This can be tricky if you're not being attentive. Always look and really check receipts. Quite often, fake receipts, the printing will be quite poor. If you always check it against a proper receipt, there's always something that's not quite right. For example, I recently saw someone was someone nearly got scammed for a Rolex, and they sent over some pictures of a receipt. The person that was trying to sell it to them said that it was from Watches of Switzerland, they had a Watches of Switzerland receipt. Now, one of the biggest things that stood out to me was this was supposed to be a UK sale. Now, near the bottom of the receipt, you had a sales tax section in the breakdown of cost. Now, obviously in the UK, we don't pay any sales tax, so that instantly that just screams scam. We don't. There's never a section on a receipt in the UK that says sales tax. So just things like that, things that don't add up, things that don't look right, things that don't match to the watch. And finally, guys, one of the most important things: buy the seller first before you buy the watch. Check out the seller. If you're buying off something like Facebook Marketplace, which can be a great place to buy watches, but unfortunately, again, like eBay, a lot of scams, a lot of fake watches. I would suggest where you can go in and buy these watches in person. Always just be careful. But check out the person selling it first. If it's a dealer, check it's a very reputable dealer, check the reviews, etc. If you're buying from an end user, member of the public, check out their profile, Facebook profile, eBay reviews. So we'll look at Facebook a bit more closely. Check their Facebook account. How old is their account? How active are they? Are they posting? So if there's a watch you're not sure on, you go on the seller and it says that they joined Facebook in 2025 on their account, that straight away screams out a red flag to me. Now, there may be some people that genuinely did join in 2025, but let's be honest, if someone's over the age of sort of 16, they're going to have had Facebook for quite a while, in most cases. Check the profile picture, is it just like a black image? Is it something that just doesn't look odd? You just listen to your gut, guys. Your gut's usually going to be right. Use some common sense. Obviously, you've got to be careful of hacked accounts as well. So even if someone's been joined Facebook 10 years ago, quite often what you'll see is people will have been very active on Facebook and then suddenly posts have either stopped completely, nothing in the last few months, whereas before they were posting regularly. That can be a sign of someone's hacked their account using it to sell fake watches or just straight up scam people. Or also have their posts significantly changed. So they may have been posting about their baby, something like that, family members going out, and now suddenly it's all about this supposed investment scheme, trying to like advertise a scam investment scheme, or just really odd posts, like suddenly pictures of someone in Nigeria. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's check people out. And just one more thing I want to touch on, guys, is when you are going and buying watches, picking up watches, or even when you are selling watches, is I want to tell you a little story about when I went to meet someone to sell a watch, or attempted to meet someone to sell a watch a few months ago. So it was a Rolex Datejust that I had, and a guy messaged me. And I just want to start this off by saying I've got absolutely nothing against the traveller community, those of which that are lawful and good people, but had a call from a guy, said he was Irish, had an Irish accent, sounded a bit, again, not to be prejudiced, but a bit of a traveller sounding accent. I'm not going to judge, so rolled with it. Everything sounded good at first. He said, I want to buy the watch, I'm happy with the price, can you meet? I said yes. I said, how are you going to be paying? He said, bank transfer. I said, okay, because I heard the Irish accent. I said, do you have a UK bank account? The guy said, I've got an Irish and a UK bank account. What I'm going to do is transfer the money from Irish to my UK tonight, and then on the day I will pay with my UK bank account. Now, this is very important, because if someone is sending you money from an account that is outside the UK, it is not going to be an instant transfer. It is going to take couple of days usually at least to clear and come into your account. You can never ever ever let go of a watch until you have been paid, whether it's by credit card and you've seen a notification come through, bank transfer. You need to see the money in your account. Do not let that watch out your sight. Do not hand it over unless you see the money in your account. You see a transaction via Square or Stripe, whatever payment method you're accepting. So I was on my way to meet the guy. About an hour before the meet time, he called me up and said, you on your way? I said yes. And he then completely changed up what he said before. He said, I'm going to be sending from my Irish bank account, is that okay? I said, well, no, it's not, because I need the money today. Otherwise, I'm not handing the watch over. Straight away, got quite really defensive. Like, oh, why not? Why not? I'm gonna do the bank transfer right in front of you. You'll see it. You'll see me doing it. Just let me take the watch. And I said, no, unless I see the money in my account, you're not taking the watch. And you can tell straight away with how people act. He was very unreasonable. Was questioning why I won't just let it go. When people are pressing you like that, guys, you need to bounce. You need to just get out of there. As soon as that happened, I just turned the car around, went straight home. It was absolutely obvious what he was going to do is get up a banking app, probably a fake banking app because they do exist, pretend to transfer me the money, take the watch. He's never going to pay for it, and I'll never see him or that watch again. You need to be very careful of that as well, guys. Just use your brain, use your common sense. Buy the seller before you buy the watch, and just listen to your gut, guys. Your gut is usually right. Also, guys, if you want to get into selling watches yourself, whether it be making some extra money on the side or starting your own profitable watch selling business, which is what my hobby and side business ended up turning into, we do actually teach people how to sell watches like a professional. If you check out our link on school, the link is in the bio. We have some free lessons on getting up and running as a company, and if you wish to take it further, we do have some paid options as well. The cost for the full course is a tiny fraction of what you will make overall. It's $59 a month. If anyone's interested, please feel free to check it out. Thanks, guys.